the new kid on the field. Amir stood at the rusted chain-link gate, his fingers gripped tight around the handle of a brand-new field hockey stick. The turf stretched out before him like a vast emerald ocean, intimidating and unfamiliar. It was the middle of October, and the rhythm of the season was already set. He felt like a stray note in a song everyone else knew by heart. Behind him, the school parking lot was emptying, leaving him alone with the weight of being the new kid once again. On the far side of the field, the varsity captain, Silas, was already leading the team through a series of rapid-fire passing drills. Silas moved with a practiced grace, his voice echoing across the turf as he barked out signals and encouragement. To Amir, the plays looked like a complex dance of geometry and speed. He watched Silas expertly weave through cones, wondering if there would ever be a space for someone who didn't yet know where to stand. Coach Elena noticed Amir lingering by the gate and waved him over with a sharp whistle. She held a clipboard cluttered with diagrams of the arrow and the wall, plays that meant nothing to him yet. She placed a firm hand on his shoulder, her expression kind but expectant. "We're glad you're here, Amir," she said, her voice cutting through his nerves. "Don't worry about the plays today. Just find your feet and show me what you can do." The scrimmage began, and the pace was grueling. Silas was everywhere at once, a whirlwind of energy that seemed to pull the rest of the team along with him. He intercepted passes and redirected the flow of the game with a flick of his wrist. Amir stayed on the periphery, his heart hammering against his ribs. Every time the ball came near him, he felt the heavy pressure of a dozen eyes watching for him to make a mistake. Late in the practice, Coach Elena called for a change in the lineup. "Amir, get in there at wing," she commanded. Amir stepped onto the turf, his cleats clicking against the synthetic grass. As he took his position, Coach Elena gave him a sharp nod from the sidelines. He felt the cold air in his lungs, and the sudden, sharp realization that he was no longer an observer. He was part of the machine, even if he felt like a broken gear. Suddenly, a stray pass skipped off a defender's stick and tumbled toward the empty sideline. It was a dead ball, or so it seemed. Without thinking, Amir took off. He didn't think about the plays or the names of the drills. He just ran. The world blurred into streaks of green and blue as he hit his top gear. His legs moved with a rhythmic, explosive power he had always kept hidden, a secret speed that turned the wind into a roar in his ears. Silas watched in stunned silence as Amir flew past him like a literal bolt of lightning. The captain had been sprinting for the ball himself, but Amir reached it 3 seconds faster, his stick sweeping down to trap the ball with effortless precision. Silas pulled up short, his chest heaving, his eyes wide with genuine shock. For the first time all day, the chatter on the field stopped. The only sound was the wind and the soft tap of Amir's stick against the ball. As the whistle blew to end the practice, Silas was the first one to reach Amir. He didn't offer a critique or a correction. Instead, he reached out and gave Amir a heavy, ringing high five that made his palms sting in the best way possible. "Man, I've never seen anyone move like that," Silas laughed, his earlier intensity replaced by a welcoming grin. "We can teach you the plays, but we can't teach that kind of speed. Glad you're on our side." By the time the final game of the season arrived, the new kid label had long since faded. Coach Elena stood by the bench, watching as Amir sprinted into position. She didn't need to give him instructions anymore. He knew exactly where he belonged. She saw him gesture to a teammate, calling for a pass with a confidence that hadn't existed 2 months ago. He wasn't just a fast runner anymore. He was a hockey player. After the final whistle blew, the team converged in the center of the field, a chaotic huddle of sweat and jerseys. Silas threw an arm around Amir's shoulders, pulling him into the center of the group. As they raised their sticks in a collective cheer, Amir realized that turf didn't feel like an ocean anymore. It felt like home. He had found his rhythm, and in doing so, he had found his family. Everyone belonged somewhere. He had just needed to run fast enough to find it.